Welcome to your Necesse wires guide, where I will be showing you everything I know. Now let's get started. So starting off, to use wires you're going to need a wrench for placing them and cutters for removing them. Both are pretty cheap to make, requiring only 10 iron each, and the wires costing 1 copper for 10 wires. Wires don't actually interact with a whole lot in the world at this point in time, but they can trigger a few things such as doors, gates, TNT, basically all light sources, firework launchers, and traps. But that right there is about it. And not to be too picky, but doors being powered don't really do anything. It keeps it open until you walk into it, then it behaves like a door normally does. So not too useful right now. That being said, everything else on this list I can see being used in quite a few different farms and stuff, which I will get into in future videos. Hopefully later on in development, we will get a few more things that can interact with wires, like maybe some minecart rails that can change directions when powered. That'd be pretty cool for farms. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Now wires can be powered in 3 different ways. You can have a lever, a pressure plate, and a gate. Oh, not those gates, these gates. But anyway, gates are kind of complicated and there's a lot of them. So let's go over gates right now. There's a total of 13 gates, which all have different functions, some very similar but slightly different. So time for gate definitions now. Yay, welcome back to English class, everyone. Grab your notebook, write them down, because there isn't even a wiki page for these yet. Our first gate is the AND gate. A gate where you give 2 different input signals to output a signal. So basically, give this signal and that signal and you will output a signal. The NAND gate, which is basically the opposite, is a gate where you give 2 different input signals to stop outputting a signal. So this signal and that signal stops outputting. The OR gate, a gate where you will give an output signal if 1 or more input signals are going into it. So it could be this signal or this signal, and that'll give an output signal, or both of them at once. The NOR gate, again the opposite of the OR gate, a gate which stops giving an output signal if 1 or more input signals are going into it. So again, one or the other or both. The XOR gate, a gate which outputs a signal if 1 input signal is going into it, but won't if there is more. So 1 input at a time. The SR Latch Gate, a gate which will continue the output of signal after receiving an input signal until the reset signal is triggered. So you can only reset it with the reset one, but you turn it on with the input signal. The Flip-Flop Gate, a gate which outputs a signal after receiving an input signal and stops outputting after receiving another input signal. And the outputs can be inverted. Counter gate, a gate that you can set a number you want to count to. Every increased signal adds 1. Every decreased signal takes 1 away. When you reach the number specified, it will output a signal, and you can reset to 0 with a reset signal. Timer gate, a gate when given a constant input signal, it will output a signal every specified amount of ticks, 20 being 1 second. So a lot like Minecraft. Delay gate, a gate which when you input a signal for a specified time or more, it will output a signal at the length of the specified time. The shutoff for the output, however, starts after ending the input signal. Buffer gate, a gate when you input a signal, it will output a signal after the specified time for the same length as the input signal. Basically, it will remember how long you had the input signal on and will give the same length output up to a max of the specified time after turning off the input signal. Sound gate, a gate that will give off instrument sound and semitones specified. Semitones range from -12 to 12 currently. I believe this is the same as Minecraft note block, so look at this chart for the notes, but the 0 is -12 and the 24 is 12. I may be wrong here though. I'm not too good with like making music, so take it with a grain of salt. Sensor gate, a gate that will output a signal if the specified mob is close or closer than the distance set. Basically with this you can only choose mob types though, so you can choose passive, hostile, or players, and that there's how you detect them. Hopefully you understand the definitions and hopefully the visuals help, because there's going to be a test tomorrow worth 70% of your grade. Good luck. But in all seriousness, that right there is actually all there currently is to the wire system, to my knowledge anyway. I do have a few ideas for future videos with wires and other mechanics, so make sure to stick around for those. But anyway, that right there is it for today. If you have more to add, share down in the comments, or if I got anything wrong, you can yell at me down there too. And until next time, keep having fun, everyone. See ya.